Welcome to the Oh Yeah Show, where everything is not planned at all. So, before I try and go get WWT Money Maker and hopefully WWT Lights Out, this is the Oh Yeah Podcast, episode 2. Yesterday we were supposed to have one. We couldn't get in contact with the guy, but hopefully we'll get here on soon. But today it'll probably be WWT roster member, Moneymaker, and Lights Out. And of course, it's gonna be great. Tonight is very last Friday. Friday. No, Thursday was a very great podcast with Moneymaker. Hopefully we can get Lights Out today and we'll ask him some questions. My name is Kendrick. I am the guy with the master plan. So, oh yeah, let's get this underway. I want to give y'all some updates and I want to inform y'all on some matches I have watched in the past and some videos on YouTube that have been pretty great, in my opinion. Updates on TWF that we just upload a video called "The Undertaker is Here," and we already got 7 likes and 110 views. So right now that video is a very big success, and I think we're just 2 weeks away from our battle for the world, and we got a very big battle world with I think 6 or 5 guys in it, and that match are fantastic. We already did everything, and now we're just waiting for the scheduled time to upload it for the TWF fan base. And right now, TWF is just doing great. In my opinion, we at 650 or 40 subscribers, and that is just a very big milestone for us right now. We just keep gaining and gaining, rising up on the totem pole of the backyard wrestling community. And we already, like on Thursday, we already announced that we got Moneymaker versus Lights Out in a match in the show opener. And that was a great match. And go check out that content too if you haven't already. And give me a little update right here. See. WWT comment, I said almost. Say almost they ready. And should be a good, very good podcast tonight. Not really tonight, but getting down, feel good here in Mississippi. Always plug in the great state of Mississippi. Cause why not? Also, no update right now at all. Battle for the World. We got a great schedule held to pay-per-view, and that should be very, very interesting to say the least. Right now, we work on a couple storylines. We got a couple great matches set out. We get that booking down pack, I believe. Get the segments what we want so far very planned out, and should be a very great 2 months for TWF and probably for the rest of this TWF season. And I think we're gonna be going on like Jordy to 40 episodes before the season 3 is over with. Before and like we got Fighting for Gold 3, I believe, and that is gonna be great. Well, shout out that our no, I'm not even gonna say our WrestleMania because we ain't gonna say it that it might be in our Bound for Glory, in our #1 show, and nobody will want to miss that, in my opinion. That gonna be. Last year we got 200, close to 300 views on it, and with all the matches that we did that night, were just great, in my opinion. We did everything that we could to show the fans that we belong on a different totem pole of the backyard wrestling community. When Jason flew off the top of that tree and landed on the animal, that set in a new era of backyard wrestling for TWF. Truthfully, I believe that. So, and let me talk about some wrestling beside WWT, which is great. They just uploaded a pay-per-view called No Man's Land, and I checked out a couple minutes of it. When I almost forgot how I did the podcast, they sent out a message out of this podcast. I'm going to go watch it, and then maybe in that podcast I'll tell you my opinion on it. Wait. I'm gonna check it out right now. But for the fans who can't watch it now, I'm just telling y'all to just go and check out the channel out of the podcast, and tonight. Alright, I'm looking at the fourth match for No Man's Land by the WWT pay-per-view, and Lights Out versus the Moneymaker. And I'm gonna just be watching it here, catching for watch you fans and watch this at the same time. Try and keep y'all updated. I had checked out a great match between Bad Reed and the other guy. Still haven't found that guy's name out. But I'm gonna go check that out too then. Screw me, man. Come on. Dang. Right now, hopefully this little podcast can go on for a long time. The Bad Reed versus Mort Villain. I don't know her name. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. But Mort Villain, that was a great match. They did a lot of great moves and bumps during that match, and just great all around. TCW is another backyard wrestling company that put on a great pay-per-view. Forgot what that one called too. Very forgetful to say the very least. But right now, just doing this for the fans, for us. Just put on something good for the fans where they can get a lot of updates and whatever they want, basically. And hopefully I'm plugged this in. Hopefully next Friday we will get BWE Self Maverick. They got a pay-per-view I know that going on in October called BW Extravaganza, and that should be another great milestone or stepping stone for that great company for that wrestling. And every company is thriving right now in the backyard wrestling world, backyard wrestling community, backyard wrestling universe, basically. And no company is doing bad, basically, because everybody being very creative in their own sense. Like DH and HD Drew Hood, they call him overrated, but why he overrated? Cause I think he called himself overrated, but he underrated in some man's in my mind, because he really ain't got all the opportunities so far. So that is he got a lot of opportunities, but in my opinion, he just didn't get none yet. Basically, my folk going a little down right now, and right now, before we get to the T guys on here, I'd like to give y'all some info. I don't know what the went out. Also, like I was saying, creativity is some of the key aspects in backyard wrestling, and how DRW shown that a lot of what they do over there in DRW is that they're very creative, and almost none backyard wrestling company I have what call great segments, funny, serious, and like they had like you can watch it and I feel like you're watching maybe Monday Night Raw in a jam packed 10 to 20 minute episode, and that is what a great backyard wrestling company can do. They can put on a segment and then they also can put on a match in the same night, and I leave the fan wanting more, and then they get a great pay per view, which was very great when I saw dang, was that again? Big Tasty versus the Russian was a great main event match. That was a great world title match too, indeed. And that the opener, I believe, was a great match too with the disaster cheating his way onto the victory with the little pole thing, I believe. And that was a good pay per view as a whole. And also I have put my name in the ballot for best in the yard too. If Ecstatic won't, Mr. Oh yeah, Mr. Fighting for Gold, Mr. Steal Your Spotlight, he can answer the call. And a lot of people, a lot of TWF fans will want to see me versus Ecstatic, the John Cena versus the Daniel Bryan, the underdog versus the true underdog. Right now, like they did with Stain, like a big fist and a small palm. I don't know if I'm a big fist. I do not say that at all. But in this little company, where we get very, we got a lot of fans, but they ain't we got a lot of fans. I don't know where I'm going with this, but like how you can tell over in VT there that they already got a lot of that stuff so what called marked out and so great. It looked like a grand stage. That is somewhere I'd love to go to compete. See if I can compete on that level with Ecstatic and with all the other guys like Drew Hood, Aaron Jones, and the rest of our company. Comedy and backyard wrestling. Like you make a lot of comedy sketches on your wrestling, deal with your storyline. I believe that is another great thing for you. And right now, see, right now on this little podcast, episode 2, hopefully more. Hopefully I can get in 10 before I want to do like a season finale, and hopefully I can get a big backyard wrestler on the show with me. Right now we already got if we can get the T guys again, we got them. We already got Warren Hill, and right now hopefully we can get the one. And even if we don't get both of them, I always have both. I always have Moneymaker, but I'll let you have here again just to talk some more. And right now, Moneymaker and Lights Out doing a great match. Moneymaker running he down basically, and mm, send an invite. They ain't got to come yet, but I just want to let they know that they're on the way right now with the podcast, and it's for $3.99. I think I said that before, but whatever, man. This is for free, but let's talk about the WWE network. I had not really stressed the what called pro wrestling that I need really. 1980, like WWE. I did a live stream about the pay per view. I think last weekend or last 2 weekends ago. No, I think it was last weekend about Night of Champions. A lot of my predictions were correct, and a lot of they were wrong. Well, rumor that Sting might actually be hot, and it actually come true, and that he actually hot, and he actually can't wrestle for like another year. That means at WrestleMania he might cannot compete against the Undertaker. Even though that is right now in pro wrestling the very biggest draw for a pro wrestling fan, not for the fan who there for just just for the entertainment value, just because of who hot and who not. That is for the pro wrestling fan who been waiting since the Attitude Era to actually see a great match. Like it won't be like it might be a little too late, but like no fan, US fan right now, who would they rather see Undertaker versus Sting, and put any else two guys combined, John Cena versus The Rock. You want to see that? I don't want to see that another time. We done seen that. Do you want to see Taker and Sting? Taker and Sting. Do you want to see Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar? Done seen that. Like most wrestling fans want to see Sting and Taker. They don't care about the outcome. They just want to see it. They just want to see what the storyline will behold. The icon Sting with his real little joke comedy versus the Undertaker mind tricks, playing mind games, and a lot of people would like to see that, and that would be something so great for the wrestling fans to watch and see. Put on this little match just so I can watch it and be a little entertained. I sat down here and before I eat, I guess hopefully I eat. Uh, right now, then gave a lot of y'all some facts and probably I don't know how many minutes, but whatever. Uh, I don't know how Seth Marriott do it almost every week, or how many time he does it, cause he do it daily. And that man, I like his company because he, his company does not have to rely on wrestling 100%. They don't got to upload wrestling every time. They can do a lot of entertainment, like this little podcast for the fans. He can give they updates, facts, and superstars who come on to the show. I know he did that a lot, but this is a very great thing in my opinion, and backyard wrestling need a lot more of it in my opinion. Right now, I don't really got anything left to say, but I'm gonna keep talking because this is my podcast. This is Mr. Oh Yeah, Mr. Oh Yeah, who got a lot to say about his day. And like about WWE, like I was saying, uh, about that pay-per-view, which are great. When KO won the belt, I believe that was a match still, the show still, because that was I didn't believe Brad Bat would put on such a great match. He won my favorites, kind of, but KO winning the belt surprised me, even though I predicted the win. But now I'm looking forward to see Hell in a Cell, who will KO face. I haven't been watching War because I ain't got cable no more, but I got Netflix and Hulu. I'm gonna try to keep up to date, and the network, and try to keep up to date on War, but I ain't got that much time. I don't know how I could be wrong, I could be correct. Hopefully they sent up. Now they probably will be sent up Bad Bat versus KO again, but hopefully we can see Gonzalez versus KO for the title, and that would be a very great rivalry to see again. Hopefully they will do it for the fans, even though they don't do it that much right now. Damn, ain't got me that much to say now. Shoot. Right now, I'm trying to see if I can get somebody. Shoot. Right now, the podcast, no great one. Not really. But since one of our biggest fans should like sent out something to show they have some more. Should try to send out to get some more booze on here. But this is not for the booze. This is for the fans after the show if they want to watch it. During the show if they want to watch it. And how right now we just trying to get they some great content just so I do have some fun with this backyard wrestling gig as of right now. Got a couple more years. Hopefully I can do it longer, but right now. Oh yeah, that has Chris Jericho return from Night of Champions. Was great. Was great. Right? Shout out to my man. Was fantastic. Cause I don't, but I like Chris Jericho a lot because he a little guy who didn't want to expect this to make it. I'm not a little guy, but I love hearing about little guys' stories. But good to hear about the underdog like Daniel Bryan, like Chris Jericho, CM Punk. CM Punk might not be that little, but he is in some quality, or a guy who nobody thought about make it. Like have one more guy in my mind, I forgot. Rey Mysterio, who was a great wrestler, a great workhorse, great almost anything. Like they still can get him on and do some more show. That would be great for WrestleMania. Uh, hmm, okay. Going on that Bleacher Report. Gonna play me a sport. I'm not gonna retort a question. Come to man with a Manson. Mail. Mr. Bleacher Report. Undertaker vs. Brock Lesnar at Hell in a Cell. But now we in the hard stuff, and y'all, I'm gonna get y'all fans the thing too. See what happens. The match like should be great. The eat, sleep, go to hell, repeat, eat, sleep, go to hell, repeat. This the little tour thing they have set up, and also Undertaker got a little tour that going on too, which should be great for him. Like we haven't really seen he wrestle, he probably tag team up with his bro Kane versus Bray Wyatt, the Wyatt family, some members of them, if I recall correctly, and right now wrestling as a whole is just blossoming like always. They always on the top of their game, except for that little Sting issue. But I don't know, truthfully. That could have been a good thing and bad thing with Sting versus Seth Rollins. They didn't have to, did all those little power bombs and like dumping him off onto the announce table. But I mean, I bet Sting won't like if Sting won't wrestle, he got to act like a young guy, even though he is not a young guy. He can pay a lot of money, like Brock Lesnar. I guarantee you, Brock Lesnar went through the announce table. He'll been okay, but not okay. He'll been decent, I guess. But Sting get older too, so you don't know when something bad might happen to him. He's a very old cat, and how many nine lives do he got though? Really, because he been there since 1980s, 1990s, 2000s, and 2010s. That's 4 decades, and we already halfway through this decade, and he keep wrestling. That'd be like 5 decades, or Sting just fight him. If he still can go, I mean, go. But like, they sure knew how some battle happened. Like when they did that, when they came up with that thing. But I mean, Sting did sign on to it too. So I believe both parties is in their own little state of fault, and yeah, pretty much. I believe both parties are both basically both bad, but I mean, hopefully we can get he back. I'm begging WWE to give us that Sting versus Taker match. I really want that very badly, and hopefully we still can get it. Right now, pretty good podcast, I believe. I'll say so. So, by the Hell in a Cell match with Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar. Now let me talk about the tour first. They got Brock Lesnar Go to Hell's tour. First stop, I believe, is at Madison Square Garden in New York. Brock Lesnar taking on the Big Show. Should be a decent match. It shouldn't be too hard. Should be decent. It shouldn't be great. Hopefully they do what they did, like they did in Japan, where they put a lot of people on a lot of matches on the card, like they did with KO versus Finn, uh, Jericho versus Neville, which was a great match. Hopefully we do the same thing. That last show was a great, very great thing for the WWE to do, and also the match with Big Show versus Brock Lesnar. It shouldn't be a hard show still, but it should be a great match for the fan. Because fan probably really do want to see how Brock Lesnar matches, and I want to see Brock Lesnar matches, but I don't really. It ain't a necessity like a Sting, like a Undertaker match where you got to see that because you don't know when they are gonna fight again. Cause like in the last 3 years, uh, Undertaker fought like 4 or 5 matches total. Probably not even that much. Maybe more, maybe less. But Brock Lesnar probably had at least 8 or 10. And then usually they give you a shot when you know they're gonna come back. So that Go Hell tour should be great. Also, that little podcast with Stone Cold, the Stone Cold podcast with Brock Lesnar, that this second stop in Texas, and that should be a great thing too. Cause I love watching the Stone Cold podcast and listen to it on I think Podcast One or YouTube. I watch that too. And I love like listen to the stories, so what they get to tell and what they get to unfold. And right now, uh, the podcast is doing great for the E network, and guarantee it should keep on for a longer time. Because right now, I think every podcast is almost over an hour, close to an hour at least. That's something great to do. You make an hour-long podcast for the fans, because that one thing the fan want to do is see Stone Cold, the hour, 2 hour, or even hour of the Matt hour, or the Ruthless Aggression hour, or the PG hour, the reality hour, the golden age of wrestling. It's something down watching the WWE network. I don't know how in the hell they would get the network because they old as hell. They're not that old, but you know what I'm saying. Uh, and I have watching the WWE network a lot of our movies, documentaries about that wrestler, like Stone Cold movie, which are great. Before I get off the top here, before I get on the top of that, I also want to talk about the last stop, I believe, on the Go to Hell tour. It Takeover was Brock Lesnar at Hell in a Cell. I don't remember where they said it would go on, maybe L.A. or California, somewhere around that area. And that match should be great. Hopefully, Taker do not suffer a major injury. Hopefully that does not happen. Cause I do like it's Undertaker still gonna be fighting for a little while. I don't want to see he stop just yet. I want to see he keep going for a little while, at least. No, he don't get hurt. I'm fine with the match, but he get hurt like 5 minutes into it, and Brock Lesnar had dominate that he did at Mania. I do not want to see that type of match. if it like Takeover versus Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, I'll be okay with it. If they use this Hell in a Cell a little, I'm fine. Just don't let the Undertaker go to the top of that down cage, and he might die on that. May have a damn heart attack when he going through it. If they thinking about doing something stupid like that, if Brock Lesnar go through it or he falls off of it, no, his big ass self, he's just gonna get back up, do this, wipe it off, and you be back to wrestling the match. Hopefully, 'cause he is a like Paul Heyman say he is a beast incarnate, and but that's not have proved that many times with all the accolades he got locked locked up and ain't locked up in here. Arsenal, NCAA champion, uh, UFC champion, and most of all a WWE former WWE champion, and that what he doubt. He ain't really doubt for that no more because Undertaker still, I guess, following him a little bit. But I mean, that rivalry doing decent. Hopefully they go on to Raw, fight a little bit again like they did in the past. It should be a great thing to see again. And like that rivalry pretty good. I remember as a kid watching what called Brock Lesnar versus Taker at in a bike called chain match. That was a damn good match. If I recall, it was a damn good match. And I still remember that. That was a great match. Like y'all should try to find that match on the WWE network. Plug it in for the pro wrestling fans. And right now, I better go look up a couple companies and tell y'all about them. They A lot of the company are very up and coming. I just want y'all to check that out because they have some of the most underrated group of guys in backyard wrestling today. Collision, that was a pay per view. I had not got around time to see it, but I believe it great cover. I believe the build up was great. Quite now, like this company, just like us in a sense. Uh, the young upcoming TCW Backyard Wrestling Company. Go check they out because they are a great company. But now I'm gonna watch it and hear a little bit. Y'all might hear it a little. This should be a great pay per view indeed. I believe it is. Yeah. They got, in my opinion, they got one of the best heels in the backyard wrestling community. See, I don't know if it's. I think his name is Zach Daniels. Could be wrong. Can't really pay attention to that many names for some reason when I watch backyard wrestling. I guess I just lose myself in the matches usually, and I believe he is one of the very best heels ever to be created in the backyard wrestling community because the way he acts and the way he sells, the way his facial expressions looks like that one of the very best that is to offer. Also, like I was talking about the WWE network, like all the little movies they got about the documentaries. I bought the Stone Cold one, like I said, I bought that one. I bought the Chris Jericho one. Bought a many of them. in my time, and like almost every single one of them were great. About the war 1990s, the early cartoon era, new generation era, and that was a pretty decent, uh, pretty decent thing. It wasn't great, but it was okay. It had some old wrestling on it. You can watch a couple young guys that go at it before wrestling was great and plant out, I believe, 100%. That was a great thing as a whole. And uh, right now, hmm. Oh yeah, but like when I was talking about the network and all the movies they got, I better mention the WCCW movie thing they got. It was, in my opinion, I watched that 3 4 times since I got the network. Not because I ain't nothing to watch on the network. It's because that movie is so passionate in my mind that it moving that you just want to like. I watch a lot of episodes from that just because of that thing. I watch a lot of episodes of the WCCW show, and it was so many great people they had on that thing. I like the Von Eric's now. I didn't know, like, I watched the Saturday night. I remember watching the Saturday night main event thing, and I wonder who was that guy, the Von Eric guy. I didn't know who he was, and watching that movie, I finally figured out who he was, and his story is so sad, moving. I don't know how that movie did not win, award that the Emmys, the Golden Globe. That that is a very great documentary about his family and all the triumphs and all the how bad things happened to his family. If you got time, go check that out on the WWE Network, 'cause that is a very great thing. If you got like an hour or 2 hour out of your time, you ain't got nothing to do, you bored, you ain't got nothing to do, go check that out, because that very in need of more wellness, because that is such a great thing to a movie was so great in man. Like everybody need to watch that as a wrestling fan. I believe it was just so good. I'm sending an invitation once again. Hopefully we can get down the hill. Pretty good state right here. Uh, but I go ask they do they want coming up. Hopefully we still can get them. Probably can. Knowing they probably out eating or something. And right now I'm hungry too. Right now, thanks, thank you, fam, for watching the podcast. And this is a very early stage in the podcast. Probably won't get. Hopefully, we get it more developed than what it is right now. And right now is a this is a very great thing, man. Hopefully, we can add on to this. Like maybe one or two more last screens. Maybe we can get the animal on here to talk about backyard wrestling. And we probably can get here on here, so it'd be pretty good to do this. Right now, I believe it's a very great thing to do for our fans and for y'all. What else do I gotta talk about? See, I probably got something. Uh, Seth Mad Net Friday. I done talk about that. Hopefully we can ask Ethan Crescent. Hopefully we can get him next week. He'll probably be on the first episode. We couldn't get him for that, so we got Money Maker. And Seth Mad will be, in my opinion, will be a great milestone for me to have on my show. I believe it will legitimize the show even more than what it is right now. Cause I believe here he put in so much work for the community of backyard wrestling. He is the guy to have on here, and you don't have him. What the point of doing the show really? I really do want him on here. Just ask him some questions about his company and a lot more stuff. My bad. There might be a part one, part two thing to this now. I might come back on here a little later. Ain't got none. Alright. WWT was supposed to be on here, but probably the minute I go off here, they gonna come back and want to be on here, and I'll just reset the stuff and be back. Thank you for watching. I guess part one of it, maybe the whole thing. Thank you for watching. Hopefully I'll be back soon. Peace out, Mr. Oh yeah, Mr. Fighting for Gold, Mr. Still your spotlight, and tonight has been the Oh yeah show.